Welcome everyone, this is Gwydion with RPG Frequencies. Today I'm going to be playing a game called The Restless by Winslow Dumaine. I found this game after watching one of my favorite channels, Daniel from the Dungeon Dive, and he did a great walkthrough, so I'm not going to go through and explain all of about the game and everything. I'll comment on it and then I'll talk about some rules as I go through it, but I'd really encourage you to watch Daniel's video, and I'll drop a link there in the description to this video, as well as if you search for Winslow Dumaine, he has a number of videos himself, and he has a how-to video that's a great way to introduce yourself to the game. So I'll drop those links in the description below. With his permission, I actually put the entire deck of like 800 plus cards into playingcards.io so I could play this, at least for personal use. This isn't being sold or anything anywhere, but the digital version here I just done and set up for my own personal use. So thanks to him for allowing me to do that. And I'll click on a few things and I'll show you the website before I jump in. So I do have a couple links down here under reference. So this is the Restless. The box, this doesn't do it justice. The box is huge. And it's $60 game. I just got it about a week ago. And it's something. So you'll see when I play online, and the version I have, like I had to tone down the cards a little bit in terms of the size. So I'm sure I lost some of the colors and all that, but man, it's impressive in person. And he did all of this art himself. So I'm just kind of clicking through some of the links on the site. So you can see here 20 character cards, 20 starter items, 50 realms, 30 rest cards, 180 encounter cards, just all kinds of cards. So, and it's a really fun, unique game. I've tested it just a little bit. The other thing that I actually purchased as well is something that he created first, I believe, called the Tarot Restless, which is a tarot deck. And I think this is $60 as well. And you don't need this to play the Restless, but if you get it, you can play with these cards as well. I don't have that in the game I'm playing today. I'm just doing the base game. And to his credit, he even has a way with, if you buy the base game, he has a way to incorporate this tarot deck. If you don't want to spend the money to buy the entire deck, he has a way to do it more by rolling like I think a D100 or something. I haven't looked at that too much yet, but just know you don't have to buy this deck and you could still even play with it. So enough of that. Let's get into the playingcards.io setup, and I'm just going to jump in, start the game, and I'll talk a little bit about it as I go. So, all right. So we're going to start the game. It kicks off our realm. I'm going to draw 6 character cards, and I need to select 4 of these to play with. You could potentially play with less, but he makes it clear that it'd be super challenging as you get to the bosses. The bosses are called the Trader Gods, and playing them with one player will be really challenging. So I'm going to flip these over, and then we'll look at each one. The Drim. So the way you read this is the first, actually, I don't know if I'll just leave my cursor there. So the first number with like that ball and chain is your melee attack. So if I do damage, it'd be 1. The middle, the 5 there is how many items that I can keep. That's my maximum capacity. And then 6 is health. So, and you'll see at the very bottom, there's actually some really cool flavor text. So this one says, a wicker walker from the deep woods, driven out by the smoke. And then there's a trait at the bottom that's important. And this one is called Trapper. As you get treasure and other items, you'll see if they have that trait, then you can have some special actions and benefits, bonuses, boons, if you will, that you can tie to the trait. So, all right, so that's interesting. There's always an on death feature, so that's kind of cool. If you do die, then something happens. So in this case, so this is again a trapper. When another character would take damage, you can redirect it to yourself. That's interesting. The reversed, and let me read the bottom. A once dead sinner returned from a place of perdition with a hand of stone and a heart of lead. And this is an ominist is the trait. Begins with a penitent stone arm treasure card and cannot equip other weapons. Interesting. So that I would have to find that card and keep it, but I guess you begin with that. Okay. The bowl, an herbalist. I might, and I'm going to try to be diverse and have different traits. So every time an item is acquired with two or more counters, such as armor, spells, or consumables, add one more counter to it. That's cool. Every time a rest card is played, and you only get three, and you have five realms you have to fight through. Add one or more. Sorry, every time a rest card is played, all characters gain +1 max health and may pool and redistribute their health. Wow. All right. On death, all characters gain 1 health. He's a carrier of the sins and wants of others, stricken and exhausted. The hideous, a conmalgerist. Human targets have -1 die defense. That's cool. So that means that their defense is basically decreased by 1. And disfigured beyond recognition with a voice ripe with horror. The loom breaker. He has a lot of health. That's interesting. And he's stout. If the previous encounter is defeated during combat, or sorry, is a defeated combat encounter, add +1 to all your combat and dodge rolls. It does not stack in it. Oh, interesting. A master of her craft and who watched her life's work turn to ash. Okay. And the last one is the daughter. During your turn, if a target has 1 health remaining after your attack against it, you may perform a ranged attack. So the order becomes kind of important. So you know what? I like the daughter. I'm gonna definitely do the daughter for 1. I like how all these are different. I kind of want somebody who's stout. So I think I'm gonna take the loom breaker. So I've got a red hand, I've got a stout trapper. I think I'm doing it more by the trait. So I'm going to do an herbalist and then maybe either an ominist or a conmalgerist. Hmm. This one just looked interesting to me, so I'm going to go for the hideous. All right. So I'm going to flip these over, move them out of the staging area. All right. So I've got my 4 characters. Now I need to pick 6 starter items, so kind of the same deal. So let's do that. And then once I do this, I will pick the 4 that I like the most. And I am going to focus on the traits. Let's just flip all these over and let's look at them. So I don't have anybody that's dexterous, but I do like ranged weapons. So I might grab that anyway. I just don't get the added bonus. And look, I might also in the future, you know, characters die, so I might get somebody who's dexterous. So in this case, perform 2 range rolls for 1 damage, followed by a dodge roll. Okay. I'm thinking I might want that. Womb light. 3 counters. Heal a character for 3. That's cool. Oh, it's a consumable though. It's a spell. I don't have silver tongue. Let me think about that one. Walking staff. I'd like to get some weapons right away. And so I'll probably take the 2 that I found. Flexile. I don't think we have a flexile. Punctured breastplate. So you get 5 armor. Maybe you will fare better. Nice. Throbbing phlebetic sac. All of these are so cool. This is a red hand. So 2 counters. Give a character crimson membrane. So I guess this is if you use it. Obviously, it's a consumable. So I think that just sounds cool. So I'm going to take that. It's a red hand. So I guess as long as you have it, I think you gain those 2 armors. But I think that's just. That's really interesting. I'm not sure. I think those are passive benefits. And look, I might get this wrong, but I might play that as I gain 2 armor until I don't have this card anymore. And let's see, right hand. And you can, oh, that's cool. On a combat roll of 1 to 4, add this card to the target's drops. Oh, so you lose it. But you also, on combat rolls of 16 to 20, I like that. So I might go ahead and grab. I know I'm doing all weapons. I don't know if that's smart or not. So let me move these a little bit over. And then I think I'm gonna do. No, but I might want a weapon. Or sorry, and that's at 2. That's cool. I think I'm going to do the ranged weapon, maybe with maybe with a stout person. Well, no, because I'd rather do it with somebody who doesn't. Um, hmm. Because usually, if you miss your roll, you can get hurt, but you can't typically get hurt by a by a sorry you can't get hurt when you're using a ranged weapon, but in this case, it since I'm if I have to roll a dodge roll, if I fail it, then I will get hurt by their attack, I believe. So, all right. So either I'm going to do this flexile melee weapon or the scrapper. I think I'm going to do the armor for my stout person, maybe. Why not? So let's do that. So those are my five. So let's put these back. All right, and let me look at these counters again. So I don't need a counter there. Actually, let's go left to right. So 7 points here. So I'm going to do 7 here and 7 max. Sometimes you can add to your health, but if you add to your max health, it doesn't necessarily affect your current health until you rest. So you really want to track both of these. This is a 10. So we're going to do 10. Oh boy, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's do 10. 10. This is an 8, so we'll do an 8, 8, and this is a 7. All right, and then we're going to go back up here. So this one, I guess I'll put the 2 counters on it now, but I have to consume it to have anything happen. So let's just put these on it to know that when it's time, this will be to consume or to. But then I think gain 2 armor. I'm honestly not sure. Like maybe it seems like it's a consumable. Why would it impact you? So I think I need to. I'm gonna wait um until I actually consume that, and then so let's do this. Yeah, I'm not sure, but we'll just go with it. I'm gonna have 2 separate counters. So I remember this one is 5 armor. So I'm just gonna drag 5. You can do it another way too, but let's just drag 5s. It's not that many. 4, 5, and I don't get the benefit of the scrapper. And this one, okay, perfect. So I think that's good. That's good. Let us look at the current realm. I'm gonna flip that over and let's read it. The broken bowl. Distant lands curl up around you, disintegrating into the sky. The sun never fully sets here, and the horizon is clotted with continental debris. Titanic clouds of dust shift slowly, their edges delineated by golden sunbeams. The destruction has a disjunctive effect on you. You feel the ache of your journey, but in a dislocated way, as if you are feeling the pain of a body that is not your own. Your eyes are on the belt of gravity defying detritus that slowly circles the horizon. You watch as a boulder the size of a house slams into a floating slab of stone 1,000 times more massive. After a moment, the son of the sound, sorry, After a moment, the sound of the collision reaches you, a soft pop and a muffled hiss, an ill omen of your hapless mission. If a character would die in combat, they can instead add +1 to the incoming damage and split it amongst the other characters as chain magic. If a character would die in combat, I'm going to have to remember that. The first encounter is a pick 3, and that's always the case. The last encounter of the realm must be combat encounter. Okay, so I guess you draw again if you're in the last encounter and it's not a combat. When the last encounter of the realm is resolved, pick one of 3 treasures. Okay, I'll try to remember that, but I'll just have to keep looking up there. So you start with 3. I have 5 reroll encounters or counters. I can use those if I don't like the roll that I'm rolling. In the future, I might use 3D dice, but I have some dice in here, so it doesn't look incredible visually, but I'm just going to use that for ease of use. So let us look at the first 3 encounters. So we're going to drag these to the playing area. And we get to select one of these, which is cool. Actually, I thought the daughter gave you something special. All realms are pick from 2. I knew there was something. So let's pick one more. I'm going to move this down here. And we're going to pick another one from the top. And let's read this next one. Chapel Perilia. Before I read all the flavor text, let's see. All combat encounters are considered to have all target types. So target types are going to be things like human, beast, interplanar, or phenomena. That might be really helpful because sometimes effects of things are tied to those types. That could be really helpful. First encounter is a pick 3. Yep, yep. I actually really like that one. I'm going to take that. So I am going to flip this over, put it back in. Actually, I think I can just discard it. But I really like that one. So it's going to include all types. So let's read the entirety of this now. Chapel Perilia. You pass through an old stone chapel nestled in the sandy hills. Inside, every fixture and scrap of fabric that once indicated the entity of worship had been removed, leaving only the architecture of reverence. You begin to feel wrong. Not sick, but disjointed from reality. Your head is swimming and your steps are unsure. You lean against a tree to gather yourself, and the tree itself seems to breathe. Your companions look at you. Their familiar faces are now slightly alien, their skin pulsing gently and their eyes curiously wide. Grinning faces leer in the corners of your vision, only to vanish when you turn your head. Either this place is insane or you are, or maybe both. So again, all combat counters are considered to have all target types. That's cool. I might in the future keep like a notepad, but that's really cool. All right, so let's look at our 3 counter cards. White Hand Wearsman. So this is a traitor. So I won't read all the flavor text yet unless I decide to do that. So that would be a trade. Junbu Coffin Bearer or Beater. Wow, some of these are just hard. Junbu Coffin Bearer. Beater, Jesus. This card receives no damage on combat or rain rolls of 10 to 13. I wonder if that is with or without any bonuses. That's scary because you need to get a 9, so you can only hit him on a 9, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, so less than a 50% chance. That's really interesting. And then Malgus Fungal Administrix. Characters that damage this card with a weapon that requires combat rolls cannot trade, drop, or discard the weapon until a rest card is played. That is cool. If a card forces them to discard the weapon, deal 1 damage to them and discard the weapon. So it looks like he drops wow, he's got 16 health. He drops 2, I think that's 2 loot. And then I'll have to read. I'll take a pause when I have when I need to. I'm going to do that. I don't know if that's the smartest thing, but that sounds really interesting. So I'm going to pull that up into our encounter. I'm going to put these, I just discard them, I think. So we'll put them in the discard pile. And let's see what we need to put on this. So 16 health. So I think I'm going to do that by just using this. So we'll cut this into like a deck. We'll pull these 16 up. Let's put it right in the middle there. And actually, I want to signify. I'm going to use these purple to signify turns. So if somebody goes, then we will signify this as a turn. And then consumable. I'm going to have these just in case. You only get 1 consumable per turn. So if I do use them, I'm just going to use that green as a designation that they've used it. So, all right. So let's look at this again. And let's read this again. So all types. So I can assume this is all types. So who do I want to go first? Sometimes that's important. The daughter, we know that we want her to get it like when it just has a couple remaining, like if it has 1, 2 remaining, because then if after your attack against it, I can perform a ranged attack. So we'll do that. The Loonbreaker. So that's not going to come into play. Time an item is acquired with 2 or more. Oh, it's acquired. So I can add 1 more counter to it. I didn't do that, but I think you get. Oh, that's just for the player, not for every player. I don't think. Okay. Every time a rest card is played, all characters gain. Okay, that's fine. All right. Human targets have a mind. So I think in this case, because I assume it's everyone, they have a -1 to die defense. But I think it's just for him, right? I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Let's start with him. He's got an unarmed attack, so that means the defense die here will be 7 instead of 8. So we're going to go first with the hideous. Why not? And then we'll just go top to bottom, I think. So he's got a ranged weapon, 2 ranged rolls for 1 damage, followed by a dodge roll. So, all right, let's roll. So I'm looking for an 8 or more. 2, that's not going to do it. And a 17. All right, so I did do 17, and you can see it does 1 damage, and then I have to make a dodge roll. So we're going to pull one of these down. So he's down to, you can kind of see it up there, 15. And I need to make a dodge roll. So I think I just do an outright. Actually, I'm going to pause because I don't remember the dodge roll real quick. So I will pause. Okay, so I just need to do a roll against his defense. And again, since it's -1 for me, I need to do an 8 or higher. Whew, thank God. So no damage to me. So I think we'll go back up to the daughter. I don't think there's too many of these that make a difference immediately. So let's just go top to bottom. So we'll have the daughter go next. And she needs a 9, or no. Oh, I guess that would have been a 7. So I definitely passed it last time. So I need an 8. So let's see if we can get an 8, 11, and on a combat roll, oh, 1 to 4. Okay, good. So 11. So she's a red hand. So that does 2 damage. Plus she's a red hand that does 3. Oh, no, it'll do 3 damage if it's a 16 to 20. I'm going to assume, yeah. So that's an 11. So it does 2 points of damage. So let's take this down to 13. All right, that's awesome. And we're going to go to the Loom-breaker. Loom-breaker has armor, 5 armor, but that's all it has. So previous encounters a defeated combat encounter. Add +1 to all your combat and dodge rolls. So hopefully we can make this a defeated encounter next. So, all right, let's roll. We'd still need an 8. Hope I'm doing this right. There's a lot to remember at 12. Nice. So he's down to 12. And when resting, all right. And now we're going to go down to the bowl. All right. So he just has a 1 damage. He's unarmed. So let's see what he does. 14. All right. So that's a decent round. So let's kind of reset these real quick. I might do the same. He still has a lot of damage to go. He has 11. So let's go for the hideous again. And the hideous is going to do 2 ranged attack rolls again. And in this case, he needs to do a 7 or more, right? Humans, because we can consider it human. At least that's the way I read this. All combat encounters are considered to have all target types. Yep. Awesome. All right. Come on, 7. 13. All right, that's 1 and a 12. So I hit twice. And that does 2 damage, right? 1 damage each. So we'll take that down, take that down. Then I have to do a dodge roll. 14. Excellent. All right, we'll go up to the daughter. Should I? 9 points. I don't think I'll do 9 points, so it's probably fine. So again, I got to be careful though, because combat roll of 1 to 4, I lose this. But I do have 5 re-rolls. 14. All right. So that's a 2. If I had a 16, it would have been a +1 damage, but that's 2 points of damage. So that's 1, 2, and that's down to 7. Awesome. So I think we'll just go right down to the loom breaker again. And the loom breaker just needs, ooh, that's a 1. That's not good. So I do have armor, and this does 2 points of damage. Characters that damage this card with a weapon. I'm gonna have to remember that. I don't know how to keep notes on this, but it doesn't say a ranged weapon. It just says any weapon, right? Yeah, well, we'll think about that later. All right, so I guess I could re-roll, but I think I might take it and take 1 point of damage And then I get to absorb the first point with my punctured breastplate. So that's down to 4. And then my current health goes down to 9. All right, not the end of the world. So we're going to go to the bowl next. And let's do a roll for the bowl. Ooh, rolls are going against me now. Yeah, don't love that. And he doesn't have any way to absorb that, but I don't think I want to keep using my re or I don't think I want to use my reroll this early. So I'm going to take 2 points of damage, which isn't great, but it is what it is. So that's it. So let's go back. Now we're getting to the point where I do want to think a little bit. I don't think I want to do the daughter first. Well, yeah, because I'd like to get it to where he's down to 1 point with the daughter. So maybe we'll do. Am I going to be able to defeat it outright? It's possible. I'm going to have this guy go last. Let's do the hideous again first. And we'll do 2 ranged rolls. 1, 14 hits. 5 doesn't. I'm not going to re-roll that. I get 1 hit. And then I have to do a dodge. So this goes down to 6. He does a dodge roll. 12. Okay, good. I don't think I want to go her next because she could do up to 3 damage. But for now, let's see if we can have. I think I'm going to have the Loom Breaker next because at least he's got armor 10. All right. And that is just 1, right? Yep. So that's 1. So there's 5 left. I'm a little nervous, but yeah, she can't do, well, she's not going to kill him outright anyway. So I guess we'll do the bowl next. 14, thankfully. All right. So again, just 1 point of damage. So that goes down to 4. And then she gets a 16. Oh, that would be awesome. Come on. Ah, I don't think it's worth re-rolling. She would have gotten a 16. I would have gotten a 3, put him down to 1, and then been able to do the ranged attacks right away. But that's all right. That still does 2 points of damage. And that was a good attack. All right, down to 2. So everyone's gone. Now, if she attacks, I don't want to risk dropping or having to do a reroll if I roll 1 to 4. So I think I'll use. I want to just kill it outright. I need 2 though. He only does 1. Maybe I'll try the hideous first, and then if not, maybe I'll do them. But if I can be successful with both of my attacks, I still have to. I don't have to do a dodge if I kill it outright. I remember reading that. So come on, a 9. Yep, come on, 15. Awesome. So I killed it. So I wonder if there's a way to make a note. If not, but let's read this card again, and I'm gonna have to pause in a second to read what those loot cards are. I think that means I get to roll 2 loot. You can see those little bags, and then I think the other items next to it might be what I don't know actually. What are those? Yeah, I'm gonna have to read up on those for a second. So all right. So characters that damage this card with a weapon that requires combat rolls, which the broken sword did and the simple bow, cannot drop or discard the weapon. Cannot trade, drop, or discard the weapon until a rest card is played. I think what I might do is put this down here, and I'm just going to put, just so I like maybe remember, I'm going to put a little generic on these. I don't know if I'm going to remember that. Oh, you know what? I'm going to put it on the weapon itself to see if that'll help me remind myself. And then maybe I'll keep this. I wonder if I can. Yeah, I guess I'll just keep it down here just so I can kind of remember that. All right, but I'm going to pause for a second, and I think I just get 2 loot, but I want to look at those other 2 icons to make sure I remember what those are. Well, I'm glad I looked because what I was trying to figure out is the the items at the bottom, the two bags are two loot, so I'll definitely do two loot. And then those other two are reroll counters, those little circle icons. I can't move my cursor over it because I'll lose the card. But all right, I'll lose the visual of the card. So all right, so I get to go up to seven reroll counters. Now I need to determine who takes the loot, I think. But I think you can freely trade. But let's just say who killed it. Was it the hideous? Uh, we'll have the daughter take the first loot card. So I think you just literally take two loot. I don't think you. Yeah, I think you just take the first two loot. So let's move that down here and that down here, and let's see what it says. So she took both, but she can give it away. So a Karsupan boy coffin. Yeah. It's a consumable. And if you use it, draw one treasure, two loot, and two reroll counters. So I guess I can use it, I think, at any time. Scrapper, you may use this anytime that is not battle. Well, that's interesting because I thought you could use it at any time, right? A consumable. Well, I guess you can. I guess because you can only use one consumable per turn. So maybe you do need to use it during your, I don't know, during a combat or something. Consumables. I'm reading from the rule book. Items with limited uses that must be discarded upon use or when no counters remain. Sum of X counter. Um, hmm. Yeah, it doesn't say, but I think in general, I know you can only use one consumable. So I guess if the scrapper can use this anytime that is not battle, I guess that means that you have to use that. Seems odd, but during battle? Vault Black Lithopedion. This is equipment. The party can spend two reroll counters to reroll any card draw, including loot, treasure, realms, encounters, newly drawn characters, rest, and trader god cards, with the exception of sins. Sins stick to you. And this says dead before anyone even knew it existed. I think those four reroll tokens at the bottom right are actually what I could sell this for. I think that's basically the monetary value. That sounds cool, though. I might give that to the crutch. Can spend two reroll counters. Oh, okay. So it stays on you and it's a kind of a passive, but you have to spend two reroll counters. That's really cool. Put that there. So I guess again, this one I'll assume. Now, what does this say again for the crutch? Every time an item is acquired with two or more counters. This doesn't have counters. Somebody had something else, I thought. No. All right. So I don't know. What do I want to give this? Because maybe the loom breaker? I might have to look that up later, but oh, that's okay. Now that makes more sense because in the background, there's that symbol that you can see that I can't really point to it, but underneath where it says scrapper in the background image is a rest card. So you can only use this card at the time of arrest. That makes a lot more sense. So if you're a scrapper, you can use it anytime that isn't battle. So, okay. That makes more sense. So one thing I need to remember, and I'm not sure how else to do it, so I might just throw a generic token as a reminder here. But in this encounter, because the previous encounter is a defeated combat encounter, I get to add +1 to my combat and dodge rolls. It doesn't stack and resets every time there's a new encounter. So I guess if I, have two encounters and I just get one. But that's cool. So this time I get to add one to my combat and dodge rolls. All right. So let's go on to encounter number 2. Put that here. And the Woman of Bathel. Look at these images, man. That is just freaking cool. And the top right, what does that mean? That means this is a phenomena, but I can assume that this has, again, all types, so I don't need to be bound by that. When this card damages a character, they must add a held card to the drops. Oh, so like it drops right now one reroll counter and a loot card. And I love the bottom little flavor text from Desiderata. I'm probably pronouncing that horribly. Comes Deliriata, hissing for revenge. That's so cool. All right, so 13. I can flee, but I just don't really, I'm not a fleeing kind of guy unless I really have to. So I'm going to put this encounter back up here. We're going to give that 12 generic. So let's cut this deck to 12. And makes it a little easier if I can get there. All right, so let's cut the deck. Let's move the 12 up here to track and move that down. And then we're good to go. So when this card damages a character, they must add a held card. So I guess, does that mean, holy crap? I mean, if I only have one card that I hold, then I guess I lose my weapon somehow. All right. All right. So let's do, not sure that it matters too much yet because she's got a lot of health. So let's just go top to bottom this time. Let's go the daughter. All right. And yeah, let's go the daughter. I mean, see what happens here. 17. Nice. Good start. So outright 17, deal +1. So that's 2 + 1 is 3. So we're going to take down 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Love it. No, I don't want to cut the deck or anything. And then that's her turn. And I think we'll just go in order right now. I don't think it's super. Yeah, let's just go in order for now. So the Loom Breaker is going to go. And let's see what he does. An 8. He needs a 13. That's tough. But does she only do 1? She only does 1, and he has armor. So I think we will. So I do get a +1, so that's a 9, but I'm still 4 short. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take it, but I'm going to take one of the armor tokens away. And now I'm back to the bowl. Determined item is acquired with 2 more counters. All right. And so I guess so we can do this anytime. The party can spend 2 reroll counters to reroll any card draw, loot, treasure, realms, encounters. That's true. I could redo an encounter if I think it's just really too tough. So that's okay. All right. So let's do this for the bowl. 11. God, but I need to do a 13. Holy moly. 13. I'm just keep looking at this to see if there's anything else I need. I could do a reroll, but man, that's still not a great odds. I think I'm going to save it for now and take the 1 damage. Oh, but if it damages a character, they must add a held card. So that means I would lose this to my drop. I'm not going to use it right now, most likely. So I'm going to add that to the drop, I think. No, I've got 7 reroll encounters. I'm going to try 1. So let's try 1. Come on, 13. Whew. All right. So I'm good. So he's good there. And now let's do the hideous. So I do get -1 for the defense die. So that 13 becomes a 12 at least. And I have 2 attacks with my bow. Hit the first one. Hit the second one. That was huge, getting that 12. So I do 2 points of damage. Let's move that here and here. Then move this down. And then I do have to do a dodge roll. 18. Whew. Thankfully. All right. So let's reset the turn. And how much left? 7. I'm going to save her to the end just in case we can get. Wait, what was this again? Oh, yeah, I still get +1. Okay. Yeah, let's go. I'm going to do the Loom Breaker. So let's do the Loom Breaker. And he gets +1 to his attack rolls. 18, 19. So, all right. And he does 1 damage. So we're getting down to 6. That's good. let's do the hideous. Yeah, let's do the hideous next. Because if I can get down to 5-4, and then if somehow I can do a good roll with the daughter, I could just kill him outright and not put the bull at risk. Man, actually a lot of thought to this. It's pretty cool. All right, so what did I say? The hideous. Okay, two rolls. Oh, didn't I just do this? Now I'm confused. I always do this to myself. No, I don't think so. I think I did this one. I had seven down to six. I think I did it last time. So let's do the hideous twice. First one is at 12, but that's what he needed because he gets -1 to their defense die. Ah, man, do I waste another counter? Because I don't want to give up my bow. Do I try one reroll counter? But then I do have to do a dodge roll. So that doesn't damage me outright. So no, I don't think I will. I'm going to take that down to 5, and then I do my dodge roll. Damn it. Now now I have a decision to make because I really don't want to lose my bow. We're getting farther down though in the drops, but who do I have next? I still have the daughter and the bull. I just want to be tight. I get one reroll counter if I defeat this. I think I'll take the damage, take him down to 6. And then I think what I'll do for now, can I see if I can remember how to turn this? Sorry. I don't know if it's going to let me turn it. So maybe for now to designate, I think I'm going to put it in the staging area. I might fix that later, or maybe I can turn it to the side or something. What was this? Oh, this is to remind me that I can't get rid of that. Well, but didn't it say, what did it say? Cannot trade, drop, or discard the weapon. I mean, it doesn't seem right that I could avoid, but it says I can't drop it. And it said, this might be wrong, but I'm just going to say I can't drop it based on that. I don't know if that's right, but let's just keep going. And what we're going to do next, we're going to do, since he has 5 left, I'm going to go ahead and take a shot, and the bull is going to try to attack 9. I'm going to use one reroll counter. I really need a 13, 18. Yes, because I really didn't want to take a damage there. So now that's down to 4. If I can get a 16 or higher somehow, that would be enormous. Come on. 6. I'm going to do one more. This is challenging. I probably shouldn't. Ah! All right. But that says 1 through 4, right? All right. So I do take the damage, which is 1. Darn it. All right. So we're starting a new round. I actually think that I'll do her again because if I get a 16 or higher, I get him down to 3 and I immediately get to do another attack. Let's do it. Damn it. Ugh, I don't think it's worth re-rolling. I only have 4 left. So use that and took another damage. And what does this say again? Oh, they must, I should have thought about that. She's taken 2 damage. So I do need to add this to the drop. And I don't remember why there's 2 on here. I'm not giving myself the 2 armor because I did read something that says equipment grants the passive. So I don't think this is passive. I think it's whoever consumes it. So like if a red hand consumes it, you get the crimson membrane and you gain 2 armor. So I that's at least how I'm going to play it. So, and then now I have to get rid of this because, yeah, I just don't think I can chance it again. All right. So who do I want to go next? Let's do the Loombreaker. Loombreaker. Oh my God. This is not going well. So we're going to use one of those. We're down to 2 and used it. but he needs to get rid of, I guess we'll do the consumable. So all of these are going to be added to the drops. Now we've got to kill this thing. The bowl. Come on, bowl. 14. Thank you. It's down to 3. He's used it. So now we get 2 attacks with the hideous. Oh, I shouldn't have. The daughter, I mean, it said that that's why I had that card. You know what? I'm going to put it back because that's how I played the other one. I don't know if this is right or if I'm cheating, but it says you don't drop it, right? Even though this is kind of a benefit in this case. So, and of course, I've talked myself into being confused. I think I'm on the hideous and I'm doing my 2 bow attacks. Attack 1, attack 2. So I hit once and then I have my dodge roll, but let's take the 2 down, roll the dodge roll. 15. Thank you. All right. Top of the round. So, again, well, I've said it too many times. I don't know if I'm doing that right, but we'll go with it. And I think it was until the rest, right? Cannot trade, drop, or discard the weapon until arrest. I think it like almost maybe it just like makes it one with you. So maybe that makes sense. It like the fungus is like wrapped itself around you. So maybe it can be a benefit too. I don't know. All right. So let's do her because if she does, well, he only has 2 left. That's fine. Let's do it. 11. And I need a 13. Damn it. But at least she doesn't lose that. So maybe that's my deal is I'll do him because again, if I can, yeah, let's do that. So the hideous is going to go 20. Nice. That's 1 hit. 13. That's 2 hits. And he does not, I have read this. I don't need to worry about the dodge if I killed him on my turn. So, all right. So all of these come back. And I guess I could switch these anyway. But I think I had this one here. And then I had this up here, I think. So let's move the trackers up here. All right. And then what else do I get with this? I get 1 reroll counter and 1 loot. So I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to discard it. And I'm going to keep this because that's in play until arrest. This token was only, well, now I have a defeat. So I do get to add 1 to my combat encounter again because I defeated another one. So that's fine. So now let's draw a loot. I'm going to roll 1 to 4, top to bottom, see who looks at this loot card. 1. So the daughter looks at the loot card. So what is this? Molten Key. When a character rolls a 20, draw a reroll counter. Okay. Chest items can be opened at any time. Chest items. I don't know. Is there, I guess there's chests. When resting, draw 1 loot. Oh, if you're a scrapper. That's kind of cool, but I wonder if I should spread these around in case it get lost. But how does that work? Not so much a key, but the abstract thereof. Interesting. But it says when a character rolls a 20. It doesn't say when you. So does that mean, do all these say a character? No? I actually think that means anytime, any character, right? Yeah, I think so. I'm going to put this with, yeah, I'm going to put it with the bowl. All right, I think that's it. Where am I at? I'm about 50 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to keep going for now, I think. So let's see. Now, didn't I get something that I can pick? Oh, realms are picked too, right? Oh, but I could use this. I can spend 2 reroll counters. So if I don't like the encounters, let's put this down here. Let's flip it over. Transitory thing. I'm going to read the bottom, the flavor text. Many interdimensional creatures struggled to transition during the conjugation. Some vanished, others perished, and yet more became ephemeral and transitory phenomenon. I think that's spelled wrong, maybe. Phenomenon. Subtract 1 from all ranged rolls. So is it, yeah, this is an attack, or this is something that we'd have to defeat. Subtract one from all range rolls. That's not great. I guess because it's like amorphous and yeah, hard. But I do have Ominist. Or no, I don't. I thought I did. Interesting. All right. Let's go for it. Let's and this has 13. Or no, it has 9. 13 is the defense roll. So let's do this to 9. All right, cut the deck. And we'll do 9 there. All right. So, who do we want to go first? And remember, I've only got 3 rust cards, so I kind of feel like I shouldn't play one in the current realm, and I know characters die. So I think I'm going to keep going as is for now. Yeah. All right. So let's decide who's going to attack this thing. So range rolls are going to be a little bit more challenging. I'm going to have to subtract 1 from ranged rolls. But, hmm. So this guy still has his tracker. He gets a +1 to all combat and dodge rolls. She's only got 4 health. What does this do again? What's the Crimson Membrane? I wonder if it's worth. So let's look at the status effects. I'm going to split this deck. I think that's what I want to cut it to. So let's just move this here, this. So let's cut that. 4 of 4, cut it. All right. So that's the Crimson Membrane. So let's move it up here for a second and look at it. At the start of your turn, restore 1 health to yourself. At the start of your turn, every time you lose health, add a counter to this. When this has 2 counters, deactivate it. So let me think about that. At the start of your turn, restore 1 health to yourself. Every time you lose. So I guess that's at the start of your like each turn, right? Because otherwise it wouldn't matter. It'd be like you'd just get rid of it after the first. So at the start of your turn, yeah, restore 1 health. It says deactivate it. It doesn't say discard it. But I think you would, yeah, I think you would have to discard it, right? It's got to be done. So, all right. But that's interesting. So let's move that, let's flip that over again, put that here. And so if you're a red hand, I think, and you consume this, you gain 2 armor. You know what? I think I'm gonna use that because she's down to 4 health. So I think I'm gonna read the rules real quick, and I'll keep you. I think that is my turn, but I'm not quite sure. So let's read again. Consumables must be discarded upon use or when no counters remain. That's fine. But what else does it say about combat? Taking a turn. So the players must attack using a weapon, spell, or unarmed, and may, in any order, discard any of their items, use as many active items as desired, and use a consumable. It doesn't say what order, I don't think. So I think I can use a consumable and then attack. Let's just do that for now. So, all right, so we're going to use this consumable. So we're going to make it active. I might, just so I don't see, these are loot cards. Bear with me a second. I'm going to go into my loot cards and say I can rotate it 90 degrees. And I think I'm going to leave it at that, see if that works. Those are loot cards. Just to like show I have that. So can I right click on it? I feel like I should be able to. Maybe not. Yeah, I should remember this, but I can't move these over. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that later because I swear there's a way for me to do that. So, all right, we're gonna put two armor. We're gonna have the left be the armor and the right be tracking the the other. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna pull the membrane on, and then we'll put this tracker on it. So this will be my armor, and this will be. So I'm gonna take its. Well, it says at the start of its turn. So I think I need to wait, right? Because this isn't the start of my turn. I'm using it. So I think it's fair. So now I'll attack, but this isn't the start of my turn. So we'll say we've used a consumable and I do need to attack. So we're going to roll to attack. That was a lot. So let's roll to attack. 11. I need a 13. And what does that do? One damage. I think I just going to take the damage. So we'll put that down to a 3 and track that. So what else? Maybe just go in order because again, I don't think there's a huge. So he does get +1 to your combat rolls. Who gets the +1 if they're human or something? Yeah, there we go. All right, so we're gonna have the Loom Master go. So he needs a 13. Ugh, 10. So he has to take that armor, but he only does one damage, so that's his turn. The bowl next. Every time an item is acquired with two or more count, but that's for him, not all characters, I don't think. All right. So he is going to roll. What did this do again? Oh yeah. Loot, treasure, realms, counter, characters. That's a good card. Oh my god. So we're going to take that down to a 5. And then the hideous goes, but he has to do a -1. So at least that washes. So there's just a straight up, I need a 13. So we're going to roll twice. One hit. So one hit. So he's down to 8. And then anything else? No, I think that's it. All right. So we'll take these back. Oh, he needs to do a dodge roll. Ah, dodge roll. So his max health goes down to 5. All right. So all of this resets. Now I'm at the start of my turn. So restore 1 health to yourself. I think I'm doing this right. I hope I am at least. And this will. Well, I think this should probably go away, but I'm going to leave it for the armor. Yeah, I'm going to leave it for the armor just so I know. So this will be her turn. Need big bucks, man. No whammies right here. Oh, I'm going to use a counter. I mean, I guess I'm playing with fate, but I want to get like a 16. 19. Yes. Ooh, all right. So that means I do a 2 plus 1 is 3 points of damage. So this goes down to 5. 1, 2, 3. Take these down here. And he's down to 5. That was a good turn. Yeah, let's go for the. I can do 2 points. Let's go for the hideous. Straight up, I need a 13. 20. Oh, wait. What was the. Something when there's a 20, but I think it was. Wait, when a character rolls a 20, draw a reroll counter. I think that's any character. So I'm gonna add one. That's awesome. So much to remember. So I've got 1 point of damage and 2 points. Nice. That's awesome. This game is so pretty deep for a straight up, yeah, card game here. All right, I shouldn't say that. There's a lot of deep card games, but anyway. All right, that's 2. So that's him. That's great. Now I have to roll a dodge. I feel like I almost always forget that. 13. Yes. Whew. Just do it. All right, so now I have to do one of these two guys. He has 3 left. Let's do the Loom Master, Loom Breaker. 10, yeah. But so that's the end of his armor. So I think that means that armor is done. Uh, when discarding this, all right. So I'm gonna put this in discards, move that over a bit. And this is, yeah, again, it's a consumable only at a rest. All right. So he's done. So now I need to use the bowl. Come on, buddy. 20. Nice. I do another reroll counter. Love it. And so he does 1 point, right? Two more counters. This doesn't have a counter, right? This doesn't have a counter. All right. So he goes down to 2. And that was the bowl. Okay. And I think it would behoove me to do. Sorry. Darn it. I hate that. It's one thing about these cards that I'm going to have to figure out is it does kind of, yeah, there's probably a better way for me to do this. So I think we will take all the tokens off. We're going to start with the daughter because again, at the start of your turn, restore health to yourself. So we'll use that. We'll restore a health that goes to 5. That's good. But now we need her. She has 2 armor. Oh, but that was cool because this is alive and dying fast. This heap of flesh has used to you still. So because you gain 2 armor, oh, trying to disconnect. Okay, we're back. I disconnected from the table for a sec. All right. So we need to roll another big buck. So, or actually, you know what? Oh, that's 2. Let's just beat this thing. Oh, oh no. Oh no, that would not be good because roll 1 to 4, add this to the drop. So you know what? I'm going to use a reroll counter. Come on. 1 to 4. Okay, I'm going to use one more counter. I don't want to drop this. 20. Nice. So that just crushes this thing outright. It's done. Let's look at it again and see. Do I need to do anything else? I haven't used the armor. Awesome. And I don't get to use that. So I just get 1 loot card. So let's flip this over. I'm going to put it in my discards. Let me clean up this table. And there's a really cool story behind this Black Ash. And if we get one of those cards, I will tell the story from the creator, but we're not there yet. So all right, let's draw a loot. Let's just always, I don't know, random. So 2. So the Loom Breaker is going to draw this loot card. I don't think it matters. I don't know when you draw treasure cards. I don't know if it's just the Trader God. So what does this say? Copper Keeper's Toolkit. It's equipment. Every time an item is discarded, give a character +1 armor. So I guess that's any character, right? Huh. If the item was a treasure, double the scrapper. I don't have a scrapper. Your pockets will be full if you know how to fix what you have and how to steal what you lack. Copper-eyed Casper. Nice. Yeah, it looks okay. It's nothing huge, but I think I'm just going to pack that onto the Loom Breaker. Oh, wait, what does that say? Rotate with the key? Z or X, rotate with the keyboard. That's good to know. So can I do that? I have to have it held down. So that's what I should have done. So now that I use this, I wonder if I need to move this over here. Do I need room? Now I'm getting all crazy. Oh, that should be there. Can I rotate it now? Why can't I rotate it? I don't understand. So that one I can rotate. Is it just apologies that you guys are having to, but yeah, that should be. I wonder if it's no, it should just be a loot. So it's part of that deck. Oh no. Is it the starter item that I said you can turn? Now I'm confused. Which one did I say I could turn? Um, so this one, if I hold it, I can't turn it. If I hold that, I can turn it. Yeah, I'm not really sure because this is, oh, it's not a loot. This is a starter item. That's why. So let's go back to the starting items and we'll say allow rotation. So we'll allow 90 degrees, and I think I'm going to leave that. And so if I hold on to that, Z or X, okay, I'm gonna do it that way for now to just recognize that I've used that and I have two armor. I don't know. I'll mess around with that and see if I want that later. And this, I'll move this a little closer. And I like how it still pops it straight up for you. So, all right. So maybe I'll do one more encounter. I know I've already gone a little over an hour, but let's try to get through maybe the first realm and then pause from there. That'd be a good place to pause. And do I need to take anything else out? This is still active because I've had three combat encounters in a row. And I don't think I want to rest yet because, man, I think you need to really control your rests. So let's flip this one over and see what it is. Slawbarth Chain Gang. Every time this card loses 3 health, give it -1 attack, no lower than 1, and +1 die defense. Interesting. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Like there's 3 people together. So if they lose 3 health and only have 9, there's 3 per person. That's cool. And then, oh, yeah. So what does it say again? The flavor text? Being shackled to 2 unrepentant convicts during the last days of the apocalypse is a miserable fate, one made worse by the fact that no two of them speak the same language. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and take this one. So this is, I don't think I need to do anything to re-roll that or anything. And we're going to put 9 health trackers on it. So we'll cut this into 9. I'm having a lot of fun. I hope you guys are enjoying the playthrough. Drop a comment or a like if you like this. Let me know you want me to keep playing, but I'm enjoying this. So every time it loses 3 health, so when it goes to 6 and 3, -1 attack and my +1 to die defense. So all right, let's move this back out. I think I want to do her again because she's got that crimson membrane. Restore 1 health to yourself every time you lose health. Add a counter to this. Well, I'll take them away, but that's fine. All right, whether or not I'm doing this right is up to question, but I'm gonna go that to her. Now I'm going to roll, and I need God, these are all 11. That's a little better. Let's roll 1. I just don't want to drop this in the loot. I'm gonna use that reroll encounter. 9, still not great. I might just take it though. Yeah. So, all right. So this one, I have 2 armor, so I'm not taking any damage. But now I'm down to 1 armor. But at least I didn't lose this, or I didn't have to put a counter against it. So that's good. All right. So I'm going to go to the Hideous next. And they do get to subtract 1 from the defense die. So it's a 10 I need. So let's roll 13 and a 6. So 1. So down to 8. And then I need to roll my dodge. Oh, Jesus. So I take a hit. Oh, they take 3. Oh my God. I wasn't even thinking about that. Holy moly. I guess the -1 to attack is they would go down to 2 and then 1. Holy crap. I really didn't think that through, did I? Do I want to re-roll my dodge? Um, ooh, add, no, perform 2. Why is this? Oh, that's right, because I can't get rid of it. I think I'll take him down. I don't know if that's smart, but I'm going to take him down to 2. Oh, that's not good. All right. So this is getting more dangerous than I realized. The loom breaker, draw treasure, equipment. All right. I need a 20. Whew. Let's just use the loom breaker. And at least he gets a +1. So he needs a 10. Damn it. God, this is going to be really dangerous. I'm going to take it for now. So it's down to a 6. That's not good. I really need him. I need her to hit. So I think I'm going to try to make it to her. So we'll see if the bull can at least. Oh my God. He's used his turn. You know what? I'm going to take it because I really want to save my counters to her because I really need to hurt this thing. All right. So we're back up to the top. Yeah, I played this poorly. I did not realize that it was 3 points of damage. So we're back up to her. She's going to go first. She's going to restore one health to six. That's good. And now, come on, big bucks, man. Big bucks. 13. That's a solid hit. So I guess the good news is, yeah, it's fine. It gives it 2 points of damage. So this is down. Ah, darn it. This is down to a six. So his defense, maybe they're more agile. Their defense goes up to 12, but at least their hits go down to two. That's important. So I think I'm good there. Done with her. That's a really good attack. But I don't want to, man, he could die outright. Shit. Um, yeah. Oh, let's just go in order. I'm gonna go to the Loom Breaker. He gets a plus one. So plus one. I guess it negates the. This goes up to, so it's just an 11 is what it is for him for the Loom Breaker. 16. All right, so the Loom Breaker just does one. He doesn't have a weapon. So this goes down to a five. And none of these come into play. Yep. All right. Let's go down to the bull. Come on, bull. Get a 20. Damn it. Oh, shit. They both have two current health. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm going to use one. I don't think I want to use all my rerolls, though. This is the bull. 20. Oh, man. That was clutch. Reroll counter up. And 20 only, it only does one, but that's still huge. Oh, man, that was good. All right, the hideous. Let's do two. Five, nine. Oh, that's not good. No bueno. Dodge. Oh my God. I need to use a counter. Oh shit. I just can't use all my counters. So I think the hideous is going down. Yeah, I think the hideous he's gonna die. I've heard you die a lot. I should have put this over here. I hear you do die a lot, so zero. So maybe I'll move this over. I can't do anything until I mean I'm almost at the end of this realm, which is good. On death, this card becomes a two weight item with a value of four that gives all human targets minus one die defense and may be kept when a new character joins the party. So I guess that means, yeah, so that means that, boy, anybody can keep this. It's going to cost them two for weight, but they could take. Oh, that's actually a good card, I think. So let's move that over here. I'm gonna rotate it. I need to go back. I apologize. I'll have these figured out next time. I'm gonna go to character 90 degrees. So then I'm just gonna move it. Why can't I? Oh, I have to hold it and then turn it. I wonder if I could do it in here that way. Yeah, but that doesn't look very good. Let's just move it over here just to signify he did. He did. All right, so I think we go back to the beginning. Gotta keep doing this. Darn it. That's frustrating. So we'll move that over here. All right. Okay. I think we're going to start with her again, the daughter, and that's good. This goes up to seven. I think I'm doing this right. And then come on, she needs a big roll here. 16. Awesome. So she does 3 damage, right? Straight up. And oh, this is beautiful. So this goes down to a 1. And based on her card, it has 1 health remaining after you attack it. You may perform a ranged roll for 1 damage against it. And it doesn't say you have to do a dodge, I don't think. Add +2 to the ranged roll. So this one gets a +2 to a ranged attack. It doesn't say you have to do a dodge. I don't think you do. So let's roll. I'm doing a reroll. I know I have 1 now, but 19. Excellent. So this is dead. Even though the defense die would have gone up, I think I was counting that right. So I get a reroll counter, so that's good. I only got 2 though, and I get a loot. And then this goes down here, and I'll be done with the first realm. Unfortunately, with the realm, it's not like I get anything hugely beneficial. What did that say though? Oh, I'm glad I let's see. When the last encounter of the realm is resolved, and it has to be a combat encounter, it was, then I get to draw 3 treasures and pick 1. And then I know once you go through the realm, you're able to, when you start the new realm, I can roll up a new character. So let's pick the loot. And I don't think it really matters. We'll do 1 of 3. Of course, I rolled a 4. So 2. I don't think there's any bad cards in the loot, so we're just going to pick a loot. You find nothing. But there is something cool in here. If you hover over this, there's 33 or 35 of these. And there is, if you get them all, there's a different subtext or text, I should say, at the bottom here that I want to read through. Oh, you may redraw this card by spending I'm not going to do that. But let me read this at the bottom, because this will give you like some of the background of the world here. So as angels, demons, humans, and strange things betwixt toward each other like wild dogs, storms of ink black smoke spilled out from the northern wastelands. Like an exterminating dust storm scouring the desert, the clouds turned day into night as they swallowed entire towns before receding into the frozen tundra. That's cool. So I'm going to discard that. And so we get to roll 3. Now this is really important who picks this, because if I get any sins, those sins stick to you. So I don't think I want the bull to do it, because he just doesn't have much health. Maybe right now, because the daughter is looking pretty good, I think I'm going to have the daughter pick it. So 3. So this is a little sketch. So I'm going to get rid of this. And I might rest after that. Well, no, I guess I don't get rid of this yet until I decide I want to rest. Should I rest? Because actually, I don't know if I can draw in between realms. I want to look at that. So once I get through this realm, I don't know that I automatically can roll another character. I thought you could, though. I know if you rest, you can. But I feel like if you go to the next realm, you can too. Might have to look at that later. Rest cards. Here we go. Players with dead characters rejoin the party with a new character at the end of every realm. When resting, all players with dead characters rejoin the party with a new character. So that's good. So I will be able to get a new card. But for now, I'm going to do the treasure. So let's do 3 cards. This is a little nerve-wracking, because if I get a sin card, I'm kind of a little toast here. So it's 1. They're going to be red, so you're going to know right away. That's 1, 2. Oh, thank God. All right, so Penitent Stone Arm. Oh, these look cool. So it's a 2 melee weapon. As the party starts realms, this gains effects. 2 realms, add +1 to your combat rolls. But it's just, so I think it's when I'm in realm 2, I think. So I get, wow, this looks strong. Do you remember where you fell? I like that subtext at the bottom. If held by the reverse, this can only leave the inventory by your death or, okay, but I don't have the reverse yet. That's interesting. Let's look at the next one. Dendric interlocking metal shell, consumable, chest, and I have a key now. Draw two treasures. If any are melee weapons, add +1 to their attack. If any have armor, add +4. Stout. I have somebody that has stout. If you are holding this, ignore the first point of damage directed at you in every combat encounter. Maybe I was playing this wrong with the consumable because it seems like that would be a passive effect. If you're holding this, ignore the first point of damage directed at you at every combat encounter. It emerged from an orifice in the siege beast, and it is unclear whether it is an egg or an excrement. I love this. All right. Brass armor of the wound. 7 armor. 3 weight. If you have 3 or less health, add +1 to your attack rolls. Stout. When a rest card is played, add +1 armor to this for every character with 3 or less health. Interesting. Something in the folds of metal produces a voluminous discharge that streaks down the face of the plate. That's so cool. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to throw this one away. It looks interesting. Wow, that one's a 4. That's a 2. I'm going to put this one, and I think you discard it. So I'm going to discard. This is a consumable. I only have 2 people with a weapon. So I think I'm going to grab a weapon here. I think I'm going to have this be the Loom Breaker. I kind of like that. And so you add +1 to your combat roll. So I'm going to take that. But let me make sure I can do this. That's 5. I got this weight is 2, 3, 4, 5. And he can do up to 8. So he's fine. Didn't look at this. 6. So that's 1, 2, and there's no weight to that. All right. So I'm going to flip this over. I need to decide if I want to give this card. So it'd be a 2 weight, but human targets, it's got a 4 value. It gives all human targets -1 defense and may be kept when a new character joins the party. I'm going to think about this for a second, and I don't remember what happens with your inventory when somebody dies. It feels like you should be able to take it from their body, but I'm going to look at that for a second. Okay, so his bow does become part of the drops of the other one, so I am going to make sure I'm going to put this. I want to have everybody have a weapon, so I'm going to give this to the bowl. And actually, since he's dead, I hope that means, what does this say over here? Cannot. The card forces him to discard the weapon. Oh shit! I should have done that. I screwed that up. I should have dealt a weapon damage to them. But I'm going to say at least now that he's dead, we can take that off. So yeah, I think I'm going to give that to the bowl. So at least everybody has a weapon now. I like that. And I like this card, but let's do this. And that current realm is done. So I'm going to discard that. Still have 3 rusts. And I'm going to pick up, I think you just draw a character card. I don't think you get to draw 3 or anything. So let's just draw the top card. Oh, the reversed. Oh, man. Oh, no, let me just read real quick. So while resting, characters, I think loot the decks. Yeah, it just says with a new character, so I think you just draw a card. So whatever, I'll just draw the one card. So the reverse begins with a penitent stone arm treasure card and cannot equip other weapons on death. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do, again, this is my game, so I'm gonna do it. Or it's not my game, but I know that's what Winslow would say. So I'm gonna move this down here. I'm gonna pick from one of the other 2 cards I discarded. I won't give myself. So I think I'm gonna do this one. Let's move this back. So this is four. So I need to get somebody that can weigh. But I'm just gonna, rather than cheat myself out of an item, I'm gonna go ahead and give this to somebody. I think I'll give it to the stout. So that is seven. He can hold up to eight, so he's okay right now. So I think I'm gonna do that. So if you're holding this, ignore the first point of damage directed at you in every combat. So I'm gonna put a token on here to counter to hopefully remember this. And let's see, this will go. What does this say again? The previous encounter is, it doesn't say per realm. So we did defeat it. So I think I'll leave it there. So what else does this say? Let's make this, his max health is seven. And it says the reverse begins with the penitent stone mark and cannot equip other weapons. On death, immediately absolve a sin and give a character a white chrism. A once dead sinner returned from a place of perdition with a hand of stone and a heart of lead. Do I have any other ominous? Is that ominous? Nope, dexterous. All right. I think I'll take all that. And I got to decide if I want to. Oh, it's a weight of two. I think I might give it, and I can always get rid of it, right? It may be kept when a new character joins a party. So I think he can hold up to seven. That's a two. I think I'm going to. And then this card gives human targets -1 die defense. I think it means for him, right? Which is fine. Because I still have, who is it that gives me? Oh, it might have been, oh, it was him. No, I had something else that said assume everyone. What the heck am I trying to say? Somebody had something that basically said I can treat the combat as having all types. Now it's bugging me. On death, that's fine. Fine. Where was that? Was it maybe it was a card that I had to discard and use. I felt like it. Now I don't know what it was. That's going to bug me. I know there was something we had that basically said you can treat, I don't know. Now I can't even find it. Oh, it's this one, right? Oh, I didn't do that, but it's all right. That's really bugging me. I feel like it's probably staring right at me, given it doesn't, I guess it doesn't matter, but I want to make sure that I use that in the future. Let's look one more time. What I'm trying to look at is it said you could treat it as if having, all character types. Was it in the realm? Human targets. Something said that all human targets. All realms are picked too. I don't know. Now it's going to bug me. I'll have to go back and look at the replay. But we had something that says treat as if they were all types. Was it the realm? Oh, I bet it was the realm that I threw away, and God, I probably screwed that up too. All right, let's look at the new realm. And again, because we have the daughter, all realms are picked too. So we're just going to pull it down here, and we're not going to start it, but we're just going to kind of get ready, and we'll be ready next time. So I can either do the last bastion of Coltrad, and all encounters are picked from two. All combat encounters receive +5 health, and I don't know what that means. Does that mean they're harder? So like they get 5 more health and drop +1 loot. Wow. When the last, okay, that's fine. Where their flight ended. At the start of every encounter, the character with the most health takes one. Yeah, I think they just get progressively harder. So I think that's right. Character with the most health takes 1 damage. There's a tie. All included take damage. Oh my God. The last encounter must be a combat encounter and give it +4 health. When the last encounter, though, boy, I don't know which one I want. All encounters are picked from two. I like that. They're going to be harder to to kill, but they drop more loot. I'm going to do that. Why not? I might regret it. So we're going to put that up here as the current realm. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave that there and we'll remember. And I think I'm going to leave the table as is. So I had a blast. I hope you enjoyed that. I know it was a little bit of a long session. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like it's still recording. So I hope, like, again, I hope you guys all enjoyed it. If you do, give me a like. Let me know you want me to continue. But I'm definitely going to keep playing this. And I hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching, everyone.